Hey, yo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox Pregame Show, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into Studio B of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm Sean Anderson, the host of the CHGO White Sox podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson, and alongside me, as always, is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. He is the CHGO White Sox community leader. And shout out to our producer, Steven. We launched this show a little bit late. We were supposed to go at 12:30, or 12:35 right now, because I couldn't find parking for the life of me. I saw Jay Zawoski.
Yeah,
you know that
he's still looking for parking. I haven't seen him enter the office at all.
No, I'm not sure if he had any luck.
I just parked the farthest away from this place I've ever parked and walked the 5 to 10 minutes here. My watch was like, are you exercising out there?
I was jealous of your spot.
It was.
I was fine with your.
I literally got here. I was like,
happy.
I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna settle for this shitty parking spot.
And I don't know, like there was something about it too, because I was stopped at one street, and Jay was blocked from continuing straight. He just made a right turn because the UPS guy or the USPS guy was stopped literally like right
in a spot
after,
okay.
like right in the middle of the street, like where you're blocked on the right side because cars are parked. He was stopped there, and he was there for about 10 minutes. So I was just chilling at the red light, and Jay was stuck behind the USPS because all the cars were backed up for the red light. So I just rolled on my window and just started chatting with Jay, like, "Hey man, isn't this guy a fucking jerk? This guy sucks." Mailman Jack would never do this.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
He's a man who's polite. But anyway,
he respects his surroundings and understands that people have other things to do than just be behind a goddamn mail truck.
Well, and he's, in Beverly, they got lovely sidewalks, they got lovely places to park.
And a lot of public servants over there, so they understand that public servants need respect.
Exactly. Mailman Jack's the best. Anyways, let's talk about this damn game because, well, we got a couple of things to talk about. I put all the side stuff being side C's because that's the only thing I care about in this game. But I guess Tony La Russa still kind of exists, or Ken Rosenthal made him exist because he wrote an open letter to you. And man, I haven't had a strong reaction, or I haven't had this much like hype around something. I got text from you right away. I got a text from Alex Rude right away. And then I opened up my timeline and it was all about this open letter. I mean, damn, Ken Rosenthal, that little man could shake the whole world. So
Jesus.
What'd you make of the open letter to Tony La Russa written by Ken Rosenthal today?
It was fire that I haven't seen from either national or local media, especially about Tony La Russa specifically, and a well-respected guy in Ken Rosenthal, in a while, or if ever. And it leads me to believe that some of his sources have to be inside the White Sox, and he had to go back to the White Sox and say, "Hey, I'm writing this article. I see your team's doing well with Miguel Cairo. Anything to add?" And I'm sure in those pieces you could hear Kenny, Rick, other people in the source. You see him sourcing people. I know they're trying to get it out. And I feel in that press conference, what Vinny told us last night, where somebody asked him, would it be only medical concerns for Tony La Russa not coming back? And Rick Hahn said, "We'll discuss that." And he gave a nebulous answer where, usually if he said, "Okay, it's just medical stuff," and he can come back. But no, he left it out in the open as if we'll discuss it if he's cleared medically, and then if we want him back kind of thing. This article that Ken Rosenthal wrote shows that Miguel Cairo on the first day, which Vinny wrote last night in a story at allchgo.com, first day he saw something when he took over for Tony that they weren't hustling, they weren't giving their all. And he's like, "Hey, you either with us or you're out. If you're with us, you're giving 100%. And in the Ken Rosenthal article, it said that he saw that, or one of the people on the White Sox said that part of the reason why they're oft hurt is because they're giving half-ass effort. That's what I always have known when I played sports. And I know, I'm that guy, I'm Uncle Rico. But they say you get hurt when you're half-assing it, when you're tentative. And I always used to say to myself, tenacious instead of tentative. And so being this half-ass in between, and then when you need to ramp it up, that's when you get hurt. Herb Lawrence on the streets over there. I've been tentative my whole life. Never have raced. When I tried to ramp it up, my hamstring's like, what the f is this? No, gone. I'm out. From experience. And it's good to see. And I know the local media gets a big time, like, oh, you guys are all within the team. You're homers, whatever. You're bought, you're water carriers. But I think this is the atmosphere that the White Sox create for themselves, where they don't give the national media or the local media anything to run on. And so when they get a big juicy story, it's like it makes the local media look a little pale in comparison to the juiciness and the meatiness you got from this article from Ken Rosenthal, which is a shame. I mean, Vinny's been talking about this stuff, and I put his tweet in here as a article in here for the majority of the season. And yesterday he wrote an article that said pretty much the same thing that Ken said, but Ken's got him a little bit more cachet. He's a little bit more widely known.
Right.
And so it was a great article, but I'm also saying that Vinny has been saying these things. He can't say it as bombast as Ken did because he lit a fire torch to Tony La Russa, pretty much telling him to stay the fuck away now. Vinny can't do that. Vinny's not a person that would do that. This is more of a column. Vinny is a beat writer. He's reporting the stories, the journalism of it. Ken is more of a columnist in this, and he went off on this. And it was great to see that somebody finally said the things that needed to be said about Tony La Russa, about this team, and maybe something's changed in that clubhouse. And we got some insight there that we usually don't get because of the insular nature of that team.
Absolutely. First off, we got to do some housekeeping here with the chat because I love Frank Russell being like, "Hey, gents, would love to hear you guys your thoughts about the open letter and the Athletic." And then he's like, "Oh, beat me to it, Sean." So love that. But then also, Merrick Marchand saying,
mans.
"Hi guys, watching you from Finland. Go Sox." So that's cool. We got Israel. We got Finland. We got to start making the map of CHGO White Sox.
Our guy Juan.
Right, Spain. I think he's also been in France
Yeah,
as well and
vacationed
watched
in
us. So I'll count
vacation.
that. Matthew Ricks just chimed in. So and I think he's the first Nashville guy. So shout out to Matthew. I don't think we have a lot of Nashville guys.
I mean, we still need the whole continent of Asia to join us.
Right.
Come on through.
Hey, and then
Ryan,
Ryan
maybe.
Ryan O'Toole coming in
KPW, Canada.
from Ireland. Frank is Grand Rapids, Michigan. So shout out. And then just go up a little bit more, Steven, just because there was up a little bit more. I did love other Sean saying Josh Donaldson, double parks on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
And then AJ saying, I saw one of the CHGO Cubs guys on the street the other day, did not engage out of respect for you two. That's probably Cody.
He lives in my neighborhood.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
You guys can talk to Cody.
AJ, if you see me in the uptown neighborhood, say hello.
Right. Buy Herb a beer.
Don't buy me a beer.
Buy Herb a beer.
Don't. Buy me some Vietnamese food out there.
There you go. Would you like a place? A certain place up there?
Not in particular. A banh mi would be fine.
All right. There you go. Herb likes is you just like the coldness of that like toppings?
Yeah, I just like to explore the neighborhood that I'm within and enjoy the food that is cooked there. Except for that garbage place on the corner. I forgot what it's called. It's in the corner of Argyle and Broadway.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
Yeah, that guy went to January 6th, and fuck him. I think it's called Tank Noodle, allegedly. Don't go there.
Anyways,
that's a me thing. That's not a CHGO thing.
This is the 15th game that Miguel Cairo will be managing. And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's what needed to be said. But I've had these feelings and have been suppressing these feelings literally since May of 2021. I've not liked Tony La Russa. And hey, I know people, and I probably am speaking for him, and he could say this himself, and I'm not sure if this is his true feelings, but it feels like when you guys recorded the reaction to Tony La Russa as manager, felt like Chris Tannehill was like, nah, fuck this guy, basically, since the day he was hired. And
yes.
And I understand that. I wanted to give him a chance because if you're going to win the World Series with the White Sox, whatever, I don't care. Managers don't matter. You won the World Series. Congratulations, Tony. But that clearly has not happened. And when he did not know the rules, and he has Liam Hendricks running, and just that whole fiasco was disgusting, and I have not liked how he's managed.
Just bringing
I have
up some
not.
bad stuff,
I know.
man.
I have not liked how he managed the bullpen and Liam Hendricks in that May series of 2021. Let it go, Sean. Right? Like, and but even then, like, even the 1-2 intentional walk bullshit. Right? Like, I don't like how he manages baseball. So I'm just so glad I don't have to see that. Miguel Cairo is asking each and every single one of his experts how to manage their players. And hey, it's working. Has Frank Minakino maybe turned on that switch, that home run switch? I don't know. But Frank Minakino was saying shit in April. Like, hey, we're getting slidered to death. You need to start taking your walks, and maybe we'll start hitting home runs.
Jay has finally made it to the...
Jay has made it. Hi, Jay. They're chasing less sliders, right? And they're damaging the ball. Yeah. This has been fun to watch. So, Joe R bringing up the Yermin Mercedes situation as well. It's nice to see someone with cachet, someone that doesn't have much to lose, that has lost some things because of Rob Manfred and what he has said. Like, Ken Rosenthal usually speaks the truth, and this is just Ken Rosenthal speaking the truth, and it's better late than never. And this Miguel Cairo thing is probably a great kind of cover for people to finally take their shots, whether that be inside the White Sox or outside the White Sox like this. So I love it.
And I think also, like, to play devil's advocate on the other side, I was listening to Dan Bernstein, Lawrence Holmes, and Layla Rahimi this morning. Miguel Cairo has been there throughout this. There's two things here. The first thing is the fact that Miguel Cairo or the whole coaching staff didn't feel empowered enough to say the things that he said after Tony La Russa was gone. So that culture of, hey, I'm number one and you guys are all under me, or whatever the feeling he felt, where he didn't think that he could say the things that needed to be said that he said after Tony was out of there. And then secondly, like, why did it take for a different voice to say the same things? Because in the article, they say that Miguel says that the same stuff that Tony has been saying forever. And sometimes, yes, a different voice is warranted and needed. And maybe, like we were talking last night, Miguel is a mild-tempered guy throughout the year, and so they see him as such. And then when he starts MFing people and raises his voice, ears are perked up because you hear Tony La Russa, and sometimes the same voice can go on deaf ears because you're saying the same things. Hey, guys, need to get going, hard hustle, all that stuff. And then when you hear it from a different voice, you're like, oh, man, this guy usually is just chill and relax. If he's saying it, we must be effing up out here. So the fact that that needed to be said, the fact that they didn't listen or it wasn't heard until Miguel Cairo said it, it's questionable to me. It's very questionable to me on the player's side. And I know that Tony did what he thought was necessary for this team to win, but it wasn't working. Whatever Miguel did, it's working, but the fact that it didn't reach the players at the same time that Tony said it, it's a weird, odd thing to me. And I don't know why Miguel didn't say it earlier, because he's the lieutenant out there. He could say that stuff in April. He could have said that stuff in June. But I think this is the culture of that team and that organization where you have a top man.
Right. Well,
and he just says things, and all his lieutenants stay quiet.
You see The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Is that where you're going?
No. I'm just saying, like, like the culture shouldn't be that. These are all grown men, all coaching experience. And I know Tony has more skins on the wall than everybody else, but there should be a free atmosphere for everybody to have their opinion out there and to listen and to express their opinions to the players. And it shouldn't have to take until September for the players to react to it. Well,
and also Marcos Bueno saying Happy Pisces Day. Happy Pisces Day, Marcos.
I celebrate it every fifth day.
It's my favorite holiday. And I Joe are bringing up, Hendricks' comments about stoic baseball men. That he's said that before, even when Tony's been the manager. What I think though is, like, I bring up The Sopranos just because, let's just say Tony is Tony Soprano.
Okay.
If Big Pussy is stepping up and being, given a direction to the crew. He's going to get a side eye and probably a talking to. Tony La Russa, in the whole Yermin Mercedes thing, referred to his team as the family and people getting spankings, right? And I had asked the question, screaming in my car like a Looney Tune, asking who's spanking Tony. No one was ever spanking Tony.
No
one was ever. Again, we brought up the whole idea of accountability with Tony and brought that up, nauseating Vinny to a point just because we kept bringing up that word over and over again. Like, there is no accountability with Tony in this, but he had to step away, and clearly someone had to step up and say and scream in the Dusty Baker, Tony La Russa, Jim Riggleman inspired way of saying, hey, guys, you have to play MFing baseball or you won't be playing MFing baseball in October, period. Like, he said it in a different tone, which was heard. And I don't think he could have done that with Tony in the room. So it just opened up the door for the right voice to be heard. I think it's probably the best thing that's happened to this team. Again, like, we knew this talent was here. It just needed to be woken up.
And the fact that Miguel Cairo didn't feel that he could say that when Tony was there is an indictment on both Jerry Reinsdorf and Tony La Russa. Yeah. Because you should feel like, I don't like to compare professional athletes or professional sports jobs to regular lay people's jobs, but there should be an atmosphere where you feel that you can tell your boss or you tell your superior, hey, I feel that this is wrong and I need to speak to the rest of the team about it. And I don't feel like Miguel felt that way. He didn't feel that way. And Menachino, you see the stuff that's happening with him.
Right.
He probably didn't feel like he could say the things he needed to say and how he wanted the players to go about their bats. So that's an atmosphere that's very toxic. It's very bad. I know Rick probably knew about it. He can speak on it. Tony's his goddamn boss. Well, for the most part.
What happens with the whole Byron Buxton situation where you don't walk Buxton because Luis Ariz is the greatest hitter of all time, broke up Dylan Cease's no-hitter? What you do in that situation is you say, oh, well, I have my feelings about that, but I'm going to bite my tongue.
Yeah.
I have my thoughts on that, but I'm going to bite my tongue. Because, again, his best friend, Tony's best friend, is your boss. Because you can't speak out because Tony's probably going to be like, oh, hey, see what your boy did? Right? Well, you see what Rick did? You know, MF me to the media? That can't happen.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm Tony La Russa. Look at my rings. How many rings does Rick Hahn have?
And then also, this is where Rick Hahn and Kenny Williams have the upper hand. And the question I alluded to earlier where Rick said pretty much like medical is not the end-all be-all for Tony to return to the dugout. Now we can say to Rick, or he could say to Jerry and Tony, hey, nah, man, we just don't feel good. We don't want it on our hearts that you have a pacemaker. And by the way, I've been told by a source, and you can't be confirmed as yet, that Tony didn't just get a pacemaker inserted in this time off. He's had the pacemaker inserted this whole season.
No, I think that was reported somewhere.
It was reported that he has a pacemaker, but he's had the pacemaker for majority of the season.
Yeah, no, I think I saw, but I think it did.
I'm saying like the AP story that came out last week that Tony said it to the lady in the Bay Area. People had assumed that he had in this time off recently that he had the pacemaker inserted, but he's had it since the beginning of the year. Just making sure people know that.
I want to say it said something like he has a pacemaker. He had a pacemaker put in. I don't know if they specified the time.
Yeah, but I'm saying like people like put two and two together and just like, oh, he had it in this time. No, he's had it, and that's why I believe the urgent call for Tony after that day, like, hey, you can't manage today, because they can keep track of those things, and why he had to go back to Phoenix specifically instead of all the doctors here in Chicago.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, this is from NBC Sports, and they're, just taking from many different sources. La Russa left the team on August 30th with an undisclosed medical condition that was later found out to be a heart issue. After undergoing an evaluation in Chicago, La Russa flew to Arizona to visit his doctor and have a pacemaker inserted. So what you're saying is it didn't happen on that August 30th day.
No.
It happened before. I thought I heard that as well, and I thought I saw that reported somewhere. So I'm actually kind of surprised that was the report. I'll have to look that up, and we will bring that to you on the post-game show, because we'll talk about that open letter because it was so damn good. Again, we'll bring it to the whole people, and we'll talk about it with Vinny, because he's kind of saying it, so we'll see what he thought about the Ken Rosenthal stuff. Nightingale reported it was before spring training, so I'll try to figure that out in the Cairo article. So yeah, I thought it was reported somewhere that it was spring training, so this is something that he was dealing with, and it kind of had a flare up, I guess, in late August. All right, the most important thing that I care about today: the White Sox need to win. Obviously, April, right? We don't need to really emphasize they need to win this game.
Should have been. It was only emphasized probably in the second half.
Right. Well, yeah, it was only emphasized when Miguel Cairo got the reins and MF'd his team. So Dylan Cease has helped the White Sox win a lot, Herb. The White Sox are 4 games above 500, but when Dylan Cease pitches, they are 12 games above 500. They are 20-8 in his starts.
Decent.
He has been fantastic in his last 3 starts. He has thrown 23 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 walks, 24 strikeouts, a .78 ERA. So what are we expecting from Dylan Cease? I am so amped up for this game. I think that if he has a fantastic game, this means that he will have those Cy Young reins in his hands, and it's just him in the driver's seat, and he just needs to drive straight and fast and keep his pace. And I think that Cy Cease will truly be able to be the first White Sox pitcher since Blackjack McDowell to win that award since 1993.
Just needs to be himself. I like how he's kind of pitching to contact a little bit more often. I saw during that no-hitter that he's like, okay, he felt it. He knew he had a no-hitter, but his stuff wasn't good. And then it just came to him in the 5th inning. So he started using the strikeout pitches. If he can just pitch to contact or lengthen his start, get to the 7th, 8th inning, the White Sox bullpen and take it from there. But the thing is, with that record you're talking about, the 20-8, when he pitches, that should be one of the things that puts him over the top, because the Houston Astros are still going to be kind of good without Justin Verlander pitching. Same thing with Shane McClanahan. Same thing with Garrett Cole. The White Sox without him specifically, and I know wins and pitcher wins specifically are kind of passé, but they're already like a 4-game over 500 team. Without him, they're way under. And so he lifts this team to another level. And if they happen to win the AL Central, he should be guaranteed the crown, because he's doing the things that make sure the White Sox get dubs every time he goes out there. And he's only had a couple bad starts where you're like, Dylan wasn't that guy today. And for the most part, he's been dominant, really dominant. The last start, I think the Codify had sent out a tweet that he's like in the rare air of Bob Gibson and Jake Arrieta.
Well, and Oz says right here, national media has already crowned Verlander. I don't think that's the truth, because, like you mentioned it, he is in rare air. He has some very odd stats that put him with Bob Gibson and Sandy Koufax. He's doing stuff that, if he continues to do, will only be more and more eye-popping. And, also national media, I'm not sure will, because somebody who has their pulse on this, Tango Tier, you can follow them on or Tango Tiger, you can follow them on Twitter at Tango Tiger. They're the MLB Advanced Media Senior Direct Architect, and they have a Cy Young predictor. AL, Cease with the small lead. Valdez has now joined Verlander for best shot at second. Manoah with an outside shot. McClanahan, Ohtani fighting for 5th. We'll put together all those pitcher stats and get you a graphic and kind of show you where Cease ends up after today's start. But Verlander isn't going to return until Friday. So Dylan will make a start now, and we likely will think he'll have 4 more starts after that. If Dylan gets up to 33 starts, Verlander probably will only be able to get up to around 28. So the fact that he has 5 more starts will probably have around 10 to 12 to 13 more innings pitched than Justin Verlander. If he has an ERA that still sticks around under 2.15, if he's able to get back under 2, like, he locks up that award.
Yep.
But if he's able to do a 2.13 ERA, have more strikeouts than Justin Verlander, and still have that crazy eye-popping win differential here, I think Dylan Cease will win that award, especially if the White Sox lock up the AL Central. I mean, that is Cy Cease material. Like, hey, I'm dragging you guys and have been dragging you guys since Miguel Cairo has MF'd you, and before that. Like, I really think that he can lock up this award if he continues just to have a nice game, and going up against this Rocky team that we saw, not that impressive. I think that this award would be Cy Cease's.
And Hoocher Daddy brings up, number of starts should matter. Yes, availability is the best ability, and you posting every time. And yes, it's not necessarily Justin Verlander's fault. He's 39 years old, but you don't post for every time the ball is called for you. That is a mark against you. So you should give the award to the guy who posted and has similar stats to you and has historic stats in the lockstep there, and then carrying his team pretty much the whole season.
Well, let's look at the starting pitching matchup, because I said that Cease was around a 2.13 ERA. It's at 2.06. So he can get under 2 probably in the start if he goes like 9 innings.
Look at K's and ERA, same number.
Well, look at that. Hey, nice catch. Kyle Freeland stinks. All right, he's a lefty with a 4.63 ERA. The White Sox have been hitting home runs. He's an average left-handed pitcher. The White Sox should hit 2 home runs today.
At least.
It doesn't matter. I'm watching Dylan Cease. That is what I care about. He shouldn't have to worry about runs being put up or not having to shut them out. He just needs to go out and shove. That's what he's been doing for the last 3 outings. If he continues to do that, he will be the Cy Young. 162 innings pitched this year. If he's able to go 8 innings and get up to 170, that would be fantastic for his Cy Young candidacy. 2.06 ERA, like Herb mentioned, it's the same amount of Ks as he has. 2.06 ERA, 206 strikeouts, 66 walks, which does lead the major leagues, but I don't think that matters because he's only given up 107 hits, and he's got an ERA plus of 193. I think Verlander's around 200, so again, if Cease has another great start, he could probably get that up to 197, so he can just, again, close the gap in every single category, and if the one decider is game starts or innings pitched, that would be huge for Dylan, and Dylan having that longevity could put himself in that edge. They make a comeback player award for a reason. Justin, thanks for coming back and having a great season. Let's look at the lineups today. Elvis Andrus is your leadoff hitter for the White Sox. Yoan Moncada, and he's playing shortstop. Yoan Moncada is batting second and playing third base. Batting third, Jose Abreu at first base. Batting fourth, Eloy Jimenez at DH. Batting fifth, Andrew Vaughn in right field. Batting sixth, A.J. Pollock in left field. There's a lefty on the mound, so duh. Luis Robert batting seventh, playing center field. Batting eighth, Sebi Zavala at catcher. And batting ninth, Romy Gonzalez at second base. Let's look at the Rockies lineup. We got leading off Ryan McMahon at third base. Batting second, Jonathan Daza in left field. Batting third, C.J. Cron at first base. Batting fourth, Charlie Blackmon at DH. Batting fifth, Brendan Rodgers at second base. Batting sixth, Randall Grichuk in center field. Batting seventh, Michael Toglia in right field. Batting eighth, Brian Severn at catcher. And batting ninth, Alan Trejo at shortstop. Herb, who is your click to pick?
My click to pick is Eloy Jimenez. He's been on fire since the second half has started. Hit another home run last night. I feel that he's going to hit a blast today, maybe even 2 versus this Kyle Freeland.
Yeah, I like Eloy. If I was going to go with a hitter, I would probably go A.J. Pollock, but I think Eloy is a fantastic pick. But I'm going to go Dylan Cease. I know that's not the
Breaking
rules.
Protocol.
Don't care.
What a jerk.
I don't care.
We twisting my arm before I made this graphic.
Literally, we made a shirt.
What a jerk.
We made a shirt for the guy. We were made this. If he doesn't have a good game, I will cry. My mood depends on this. Sorry, Dylan. It's probably a lot of pressure. But I love Dylan Cease. I think he's going to have a fantastic game. He's been so dependable health-wise for the Sox the past couple of years. And the fact that he has taken so much growth and we've seen so much growth from him has been a great story to follow for the White Sox. And it's been probably my favorite 2022 story. I don't think it's really close, just because it's been so consistently fun to watch.
He has been. And the shirt you referenced, Cy Cease, I saw a couple people tweet at CHGO_White Sox, hey, I received my CHGO Cy Cease shirt. It's right there on the screen. If you could see it, let's see if it's on the screen now. All right, Cy Cease shirt right there for you. It's Dylan Cease's face. You see it right there on the screen. I can't see it. He took it away, but it's a great shirt. If Dylan Cease wins and dominates today, will you promise to go get a Cy Cease shirt?
Please.
Promise?
We'll
I got one. I'm going to wear it tomorrow if he does it. I'm going to wear it tomorrow right here on this show if he goes out and dominates, because I love that shirt.
We'll beg you guys on the post-game
Today
show.
I'm wearing my Wave Sucks shirt because what up, 108?
Fred's going with Romy, first click to pick. Matthew Cortez, he's going with Elvis to continue to rake.
And Matthew Cortez is back to 5-0 and no-hitter talk. Let's go, Matthew Cortese back on the boat. He was disenchanted a couple weeks ago. Now he's back.
You scroll up just a little bit. Fred's going 12-3, but Cleveland wins, so it's moot. Chirac Bobby going 7-0. Marcos going Yoan Moncada. Sox win 4-0. Angels starting pitchers looking good right now, so maybe Fred's pessimistic.
Yeah, let me point out the Angels do lead 2-1 right now.
Mercy.
They're going to lose.
All right, well, hey, come on. Let's
They're
be optimistic.
They're going to lose. The Angels suck.
Be optimistic.
The Angels are terrible.
Scroll
I watched
down.
them the other day, and they lost.
Other Sean's going crazy.
A.J. Pollock for the cycle versus lefty.
Mercy.
Phew.
All right.
Ooh, goddamn.
And I like Who's Your Daddy. Who's Your Daddy saying you're allowed to break the rule on Cease Day. He's absolutely right. Let's go watch Dylan Cease shove. Cy Young on the line, not even close to Sean's mood. Let's break. Oh, what are you talking about? The ad read? All right,
Steven's
y'all.
all about
Here's the thing. Yeah.
making this company money.
Corporate
What a-
Steven.
got a job
Corporate
to do,
Steven.
guys.
Corporate
Over here.
Steven.
I can read the ads that people who pay us money. Jerk.
Herb and I disagree on something. We haven't even given our final score yet, so let's do that.
1,000
after.
to 0.
All right. Well, all right. This isn't super fans.
Let's go with
Hold on. Let's do we'll end on the final score. Let me do the ad read first.
Go ahead.
Herb thinks Dylan Cease is going to go over 7.5 strikeouts. I think Dylan Cease is going to go under 7.5 strikeouts. I can get that line at plus money on PointsBet. It's the best damn sports book out there. You could sign up with code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. And you could prove yourself either right or wrong. If you want to be on Herb's side, you can go over 7.5 strikeouts. If you want to be on my side, you can go under 7.5 strikeouts. It's easy to sign up. Online sign up is still available. You could sign up with the fastest sportsbook for free right now in just seconds. You could do it before the game starts and bet on that strikeout. Dylan Cease is fantastic. And here's the thing. There's a lot of righties in that lineup. He has a K percentage of 32% against righties since May 29th. Against lefties, it's 25%. So the more righties, the better with that slider. So maybe Herb will be right. Over 7.5 might be tasty for some people. So go check it out on PointsBet. It's the best sportsbook out there.
And the Rockies don't strike out as much. They're around the same area as the White Sox, about 6th or 7th in the league, and fewest strikeouts in the league.
So a little aggressive of a team. So we'll figure out where Dylan Cease ends up striking out people. So be on the lookout for that. If Herb's right or I'm right, and download PointsBet now today to live your bet life. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services. Herb, what's your final score prediction?
I'm gonna go with 5-0. I'm going to go with Matthew Cortese, but I'm not predicting that no-hitter. I'm going to just, in the spirit of Matthew Cortese and his Portland love, I'm going to go with him, 5-0.
I'll go 5-0 too for Matthew Cortese. I'm not going to go no-hitter as well, but I'll go 5-0. I'm feeling the love. Maybe 3 home runs, 3 solo shots.
You going to ride with
the fireworks?
You going to ride with your man Undershawn with the
no.
The Pollock cycle?
No. We're not doing that. I'm putting all my energy towards Dylan Cease and the Cy Young.
Just as we did yesterday, if that happens, Sean, you'll get your own segment that you called this, and we'll replay it in the postgame.
Very true. We got to go figure out what we're going to eat while we watch Dylan Cease shove.
Meat sticks.
We got meat sticks. I don't even have to go buy anything. All right, bye, people. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will see you after the game. Vinny Duber will be joining us from Guaranteed Rate Field to talk with us about what Miguel Cairo and the players have to say after this either win or loss against the Rockies. Make sure you subscribe to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to let you know when we go live. And thank you to all for watching from around the world, whether it be Finland or Grand Rapids, Michigan, all those exotic places.
Or the Gold Coast, like that rich-ass Alex Rude.
Goodbye. We will see you later. Go White Sox.